flea markets is this way?
It's literally up there and it's that road.
I don't know. Thank you.
Just ask them.
This is Canning Town.
So one person sit here, one person sit there. I'll sit in front.
I will sit here or what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sit?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I have to find the keys now. So, here. Okay. There will be the kitchen. Here are my flatmates.
Oh, cool.
And here is me. I can't remember how I left my room.
Oh, cool. Ooh, that's how it looks like.
Yeah.
To be a student here.
How did you come up with this idea?
Because I've tried Couchsurfing,
Okay.
and my first day in London was
You
through this program.
If you really understand Couchsurfing, you should get engaged. You should become a part of the community instead of asking for free accommodation. I do share my place for free, but I'm doing this to meet interesting people. My home is not a charity.
I joined Couchsurfing maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
And at first I just hosted people. I had a little apartment in Toronto that had a pull-out bed. And I started going to meetups. I started hosting people pretty regularly. And it was actually a while of a couple of years of hosting people, and I hadn't actually surfed myself.
There wasn't really a particular reason why I started doing Couchsurfing. It was more that I saw that this new platform for people where you can like meet new people and stay at people's places and basically just hang out with them. So I was like, okay, let's try it out.
It's different because if you met someone in a cafe or in something outside the house, it's like the one face. But if you enter to the house, it's another thing. For example, I cannot make a cake in a coffee shop.
Ha ha ha! And you can't make a cake without a mixer first time?
No.
I was looking to do some traveling. I really like the idea of staying within communities and meeting people in the city. And this was like before Airbnb existed and a bunch of other similar services. So I ended up doing a lot of online searching for like couches to sleep on, people's homes, things like that.
It's really lovely. You still keep in touch with those people, and one of them even sent me a postcard from Africa.
Oh wow.
She's a Korean girl, but she went to Africa and she sent me the postcard. It's right over there. She was the lady who taught me how to cook Korean food.
Aha.
You cover it, yeah. You just leave it there for half an hour,
Okay.
and then you place them into ice water for another half an hour.
Yeah.
And you have to cut it. That's the thing.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure you don't cut your finger, alright?
And that's a specific oil or?
Sesame
what?
oil.
Mhm.
I love sesame oil. I
Okay.
actually also put some other ingredients in it. I put some powders like this. This is some
What's that?
ginger powder.
Ginger.
But it's a special kind of ginger. It's not
Okay.
just normal ginger.
Yeah.
It smells
And where you can buy this in a Chinese store?
restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
I just added a little bit to it.
Mhm.
And then salt, of course.
Yeah.
And some sesame. I have some sesame in it.
Sesame in here. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Do you have any interesting experience? So something which surprised you, or in a bad or in a good way?
So for when I was surfing down the West Coast, when I was hitchhiking, I stayed with this fellow named Joe in maybe what is a like 7-foot by 10-foot room, and it was me and this Irish girl who was also couch surfing named Lorna. and we slept on this small wooden platform, and Joe slept on the floor, and his room was like filled with like model airplanes. He had 7 like bikes that he was working on. He had a mini fridge. He had like this big wooden bowl of M&Ms. One wall was covered with pictures of the Pope. And so he was just like, it was one of those things where he is stereotypically one of those people that looks like he's out of the horror stories.
He said it's too humid in the bathroom. You should clean the wall like this. You should there shouldn't be any water on the floor. Oh my god.
I live in a house of a guy in a beach in Mexico called Sayulita. I went with a friend, and it was, I don't know, funny and cold because he let my friend and me sleep in the floor while he was sleeping in the bed.
Okay,
but
funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but the next day his
A real
flatmate,
gentleman.
yeah, I know. But the next day his flatmate made us a reservation in a bar, and he took us to hang out with him.
And he slept on the floor again?
No, he borrowed his own bed to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe couchsurfing in just 3 words?
Okay, I would say multicultural, compartir,
Sharing, you mean?
yeah, sharing, and friends.
First, bold. Second, educating. Third, amazing.
That's a really difficult question. I don't know how to answer that. Like what it. I mean, meet up, make friends. I would say, and just I don't know. Like
Okay, so I'd have to say that Couchsurfing is inclusive. It has an authentic community behind it, and it's diverse.
First, bold. Because like you see a lot of solo travelers, especially girls, they travel by doing couchsurfing, and they are bold enough to live in anyone's home. Some of them do. The second word is educating. You actually meet a lot of interesting people. Some of the people I met actually taught me a lot about life philosophy, about culture, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And third is, I would say, amazing.
Okay.
You don't just live in someone's home. You get to learn local culture. You get to learn how locals live their lives. This is really important to me. I've always wanted to be a National Geographic photographer, and I learned how people think. If you know people well, then you can take good photos.
I bring little bottles of maple syrup.
Yeah. Why?
It's just very Canadian, and okay, this is gonna sound very very Canadian, but you can't get good maple syrup anywhere but Canada or maybe Vermont. But all of the other stuff is just like sugar syrup.
I do give gifts to my host. When I started to do couchsurfing in New Zealand, I took a lot of Chinese tea with me. They're really good, and all the people like it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, please.
Okay. Should I say that? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
How you say happy birthday in?
生日快乐.
Yeah, like that. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I have something for you.
What?
Oh my god! It's the Mexican thing!
Yeah.
I know this with sugar on the top. I mean, I've tried in America, not like this, but oh my god, thank you!
Yes. And
Wow.
it's called pan de muerto.
Pane muerto, like that bread?
Yes.
If you need something, tell me, okay?
Oh, thank you. I'm okay like that.
Good night, Gina.
Good night.